Sleazing and teasing, I'm sitting on him. All of my diamonds are dripping on him. I met him at the bar, I was 12 or something. I ordered 2 more wines, cause tonight I want him. A little context if you care to listen. I find myself in a shit position. The man that I love sat me down last night and he told me that it's over, done decision. And I don't wanna feel how my heart is ripping. In fact, I don't wanna feel, so I stick to sipping. And I'm out on the town with a simple mission. In my little black dress and the shit is sitting. Just a heartbroken bitch, high heels, 6-inch in the back of the nightclub, sipping champagne. I don't trust any of these bitches I'm with. In the back of the taxi, sniffing cocaine. Drunk calls, drunk texts, drunk tears, drunk sex. I was looking for a man who was on the same page. Back to the intro, back to the bar, to the Bentley, to the hotel, to my old way. Cause I don't wanna feel how I did last night. I don't wanna feel how I did last night. Doctor, anything please. Doctor, have mercy on me. Take this pain away. Just give me my symptoms, doctor. I don't wanna feel. Toke this joint, how I'm blowing this steam. Back to my ways like 2019. No, 24 hours since my ex did dead. I got a new man on me, it's about to get sweaty. Last night really was the cherry on the cake. Been some dark days lately and I'm finding it crippling. Excuse my state, I'm as high as your hopes that you'll make it to my bed. Get me hot and sizzling. If I take a step back, see the glass half full. At least it's the Prada 2-piece that I'm tripping in. And I'm already acting like a dick, not me. So you might as well stick it. Just a heartbroken bitch, high heels, 6-inch in the back of the nightclub, sipping champagne. I don't trust any of these bitches I'm with. In the back of the taxi, sniffing cocaine. Drunk calls, drunk texts, drunk tears, drunk sex. I was looking for a man who was on the same page. Back to the intro, back to the bar, to the Bentley, to the hotel, to my old way. Cause I don't wanna feel how I did last night. I don't wanna feel how I did last night. Anything please. Have mercy on me and take this pain away. Just give me my symptoms, doctor. I don't wanna feel.
Cause I don't wanna feel like I felt last night. I don't wanna feel like I felt last night. Yeah, peace with the things you can't change.
Okay.
I was naked when I leave and I was naked when I came. Out of reach, out of touch, too numb, I don't feel no way. So stuck, so what? Street smart, but it go both ways. So, you're wrong, it should never escape. Sunset in the
Lost, give me
May.
my symptoms, doctor. I don't wanna feel. I don't wanna feel how I did last night. I don't wanna feel how I did last night. Doctor, anything please. Doctor, have mercy on me. Just give me my symptoms, doctor. I don't wanna feel.
Hi guys, hello. കേക്കാവോ? hello. മൈക്ക്. Hello.
It's the rubber band match between two teams that could very well go the distance in this competition. On the one end, you have EDG, a squad that's coming into this one holding the entire region of China on their back because they are the last remaining Chinese team in this competition. But on the other side, you have Loud, a squad that has been here before. They have reached the top of the mountain and they're looking to get back there again.
Two teams synonymous with their regions. EDG has been the #1 Chinese representative for as long as China has been at global events. They've constantly been on this upward trajectory, and Loud was the one to stop them last year. They have a chance to do it again if they want a shot at playoffs.
Exactly, and America's looking to be the strongest region out there for now. They could be that for just a second if Loud manages to win. Both them and Sentinels making it onto playoffs. showing that maybe 2024 is not the year of the rookies, but the year of Americas.
It's possible, but for EDG, if they're to win this one, they get revenge for FPX. This is the team that just knocked their compatriots out.
Yeah, and there is certainly going to be a lot of tension on that stage because, as we saw yesterday, right, in the PaperX game, the PaperX Heretics game, you know, when you're in these elimination matches, you're in these high pressure moments, right? You got to wear it all out there on the stage. And Kukuka, I think both of these teams, they're going to do just that. Both teams have like very famous gifs of them like mocking one another. So I think it's safe to say that we're going to get some more moments like that.
Hear me out. We all remember Kankan standing up and just showing that operator.
And we all remember Sadak just going, what are you doing? I don't know.
What is that? What is that? Is that a toy? I don't see. It's not hurting me. But yeah, definitely. We've seen how the character has also impacted the players from your own team and your opponents. So today, especially jumping onto Icebox, a map where individuals are so important, I think that the start for both of these teams is going to be very important. Sentinels, for example, on their first match, probably one of the reasons why it got so close is that they were losing up on the earlier rounds. Then on the second time that they played around, they were so comfortable at the beginning of the maps. If Loud can also have that kind of mechanism, they can join their competitions.
And when we talk about the history, there's only been one change. That's QCK. On this map, he's playing the Jet, and he's going up against a man who many consider the best operator player in the world. It is going to be a trial for fire by the guy that they say isn't replacing Icebox, but on some of these maps, he is being asked that.
Yeah.
On Icebox, on Breeze, he has to step up to that plate against Kong Kong.
Yeah, this could be a moment here for QCK, and we'll have to see if this is going to come to fruition. Of course, for Kong Kong, he could very well shut it all down here, but it's time now for our first pistol round of the day. So let's go ahead, send it over to your casters. You got Mitch and Tom.
Thank you so much, Golden Boy. Yes, we're here in Madrid, ready to kick off this game. Tom, the pistol's going to be underway in just a second. Quick thoughts on Loud and EDG before we get into this one, because we've seen this matchup before.
Yeah, and it is 50-50. One team won the first, one team won the second. They have both gone back and forth. We've even seen it across the stage. Sadak versus Kankan, the sort of faces they've pulled, even mocking each other at times. So I think this one might just get fiery. And honestly, I'm so excited to get into this matchup.
Well, the pistol round is kicking off with EDG on the defensive side here on Icebox, and Loud already making their way up towards Nobody. It looks like there could be a fight on his hands, but he spotted them down below. The info's there for EDG, and the opening pick is too, but a trade back as Loud look to quicken the pace towards this site. Nobody's tucked into the corner, has an opportunity to catch him on the way, but again, just fades back. Nice shot by QCK. The advantage now for Loud, but the players have fully rotated in. And EDG will attempt this retake moments from now when this wall falls or when they step right on through it. This spams the game for now, and a wide swing from QCK opens up all the space. Loud have got their pistol in the bag.
Yeah, a solid start from them and kind of what you expect to see on this attack side. I think EDG are going to be waiting to get onto theirs. That was where they had the real success. Of course, this is one of those matchups where I almost feel like teams were playing a bit of chicken when it came down to the veto. Obviously, the initial ban coming through from EDG of Ascent was very surprising, considering Loud have looked shaky, their identity looking a little bit lost, but a map that they smashed them on at Champs, and maybe just having some flashbacks. Then you've also had the removal of Split, and both teams sort of floating Lotus, their permaban, until we end up on the maps we're on. I feel like we've ended, I want to say somewhat in the favor of Loud. I feel like their map pool just that little bit deeper, but when EDG go into their opponent's map, throughout this tournament thus far, they have been very, very good.
This round doesn't have a lot to speak for, but the flank up by Chichu, the sneaky play on mid. He had been spotted earlier, obviously, as we saw Sadak take a bit of an engagement with him. So Loud aren't allowing any free space to be taken by that defensive side. The problem here is if they do feel boxed in by Chichu and any potential B pushes, they'd be running into an A stack. We can see EDG have fully stacked up that site. As you can see, Loud are not looking to commit blindly. They've spread back out and found some space.
Yeah, I actually think that that's really important that they go back and get that fight, because it does put the doubt in the minds of their opponents a little bit. EDG were able to stack up on A because they had the information that they had control for anybody rotating back. Even still, though, with 40 seconds left, it does look like they're going to be pushing into the EDG stack, which is probably one of the only ways they could really take any damage in this round.
You know, this is perfect. You've taken down Chichu. At this point, you assume there's someone towards B. They'll hear the Viper wall go up. You don't have control of mid, so the rotates will go towards that side. But there was nobody there from EDG. Everybody still patiently waiting on A, and now's their chance to get some value. One kill is all they'll get. A big stop by Loud. Even though they run into the stack, they find all the value. The second round, cleanly in their pocket.
Yeah, nice work from them. Just taking their time. Obviously, on the other side of things, EDG didn't really have anything, so I don't think they're going to feel too hard done by the fact that they don't really get too many kills. Now they're looking to invest back in with the rifles on every single player. Now, I do think it's going to be fairly important for EDG to get off to a good start in this series, because we've already seen that a couple of times in their match versus Gen G. They did very well in the early, and then they seem to teeter out a little bit, slow down, and Loud are a team that will punish you if they're able to get off the mark. And this is one of the players we're definitely going to be keeping an eye on. As it was said on the desk, he may not directly be coming in as an Aspas replacement, but when you're coming up against a player like Kankan, you need that star power. Already though, Smoggy off to a flying start. Cow and Zine is dropped, Sova gone. And it's definitely going to make things a little bit more difficult now that you don't have your initiator.
Yeah, one of the things they've been struggling with is QCK getting into sites, and without having a Sova to reveal them up, it's going to be a bit tougher. Now no flank protection either as Sadik falls. This is how these rounds typically go when you slow down the pace. You're not going to win most of the fights you're taking, and in this case, none of them so far. The final attempt will be to group up to make some value out of this lower buy round for Loud. They want to drop a couple of weapons out of EDG's hands, but just look how patient and passive this defensive side is being. They're willing to give up the site control and play the retakes together.
Yeah, they've already got them pretty much boxed in once again. The same push has come through from Chichu. Nice work from QCK though. That'll be Kankan down, making this one at least a little bit more competitive. Trying to get a bit more aggressive as he's going to go through the utility that has been placed down. That flank is the major danger, but with how far forward they've actually gone, I don't know if there's anybody that can actually be picked off. He needs to go huge from this position, and while it's only going to be the one kill, there comes Chichu in from behind, and Lass is left to try and clutch this 1 versus 3. There probably isn't anybody else you'd want, but even he can't win out that one.
Not the end of the world at all. I mean, they get the 2 kills. It's sort of bare minimum done housekeeping in a round like this. They didn't overinvest. You know, you said there were some rebuys, but again, fairly minimal considering the lack of losses. It's all right for Loud. This is the formality of early Valorant out of the way. It's sort of weird to not see that 3rd round one. Most of the games we've been covering, Thomas, it's been pure chaos by now, but, well, Paper X game later on. Stay tuned for that.
Yeah, to be fair, we have been doing China versus Pacific in every game so far, so I think it's understandable why some of these games have gone the other way. Even still, though, this is where things get interesting. QCK has been doing well in the early rounds as well. This means he's already going to have himself Bladestorm and an extra 4,000 credits in the bank, so he's pretty well stacked to go for this early push. Howdong's going to be the one under pressure and almost has to fall back completely. Doesn't have any support, so his main goal is just going to be to delay as much as possible. And for the other side of things, they're just taking their time.
Yeah, rightfully so. Bit of map control, pushing the EDG side out of position, grabbing orbs, and looking for picks. As you said, QCK's had a good time on the way through, a difference from some of the series we've seen, and now he's got the Bladestorm to try and pick these players off. But after seeing that control, grabbing their orb, and not finding any advantages being given away, they're rotating back.
Yeah, I think they had no plan to ever go in this direction. The spike was dropped outside deep on B. There was no one going to retrieve it. This was all an attempted ruse, and when I say attempted, it has worked wonderfully. There's currently only 1 player left on the site, but EDG have made the realization. Pushing players up mid, got nobody deep in control. They've also got Chichu rotating in, but they are about to be under some serious pressure.
It's the right call again. Same thing we've seen from EDG, just a passive play on A, very confident in the retake game. Big ulti's online to help them, and a few shots through the wall that actually hurt Kankan. He's down to half HP, a little below. Not going to be ideal for the fight back through. The plant seems to be secured, the cove broken, and the snake went down, but that's not going to deter them. Now it's time to fight back in, and they've already lost their entry man. Kankan down. Kalanzine still in position. The Bladestorm looking to find value. Players up top as well. I mean, Loud are not playing a retake on this. They're not trying to deny the defuse. They're trying to deny any boots on the ground. But they've lost a few fights. 2 E's is very low. they've got to be extremely careful here. And with less down, even more so. Sadek dropped, and it's only the 30 HP Tui's left to try and close this round out. Already being stuck to halfway. Tui's needs to time this just right. And the shot is perfect.
This got a little bit dicey in the end. I think that pre-fire shot from Smokey basically made it interesting. Because up until that point, I was like, yeah, 3v2 post-plant, you've still got less alive. I'm not really too worried for them. And then he hits that shot, and it gets very interesting. The thing is, though, I feel like so far Loud have been fantastic with their orb management. They make sure at the beginning of the round that the reason they push B is to get Tui's that orb even. And then he moves back in the other direction, plants as well, so then he's able to actually use the Reckoning. So that's what kept them back for so long. That's what allowed Loud to garner so much lead. And okay, it gets a little bit dicey in the end, but the fact is they got the round under their belt.
I really like the way we just saw that round play out. As we said, right off rip, Loud had a game plan, and it didn't look like EDG threw any spanners into the works, try as they might. We saw the re-aggression when Loud had gone up on B of Howdong. He got behind Yellow and actually had really good spacing in making it there if Loud had have been committing. He's been quite good at that, at reading the ebb and flow of the round. Here, he's made the right call to stand behind that wall because Loud are coming in to get the plant on B. Oh, he might have an opportunity here. Oh, the opportunity's gone.
Yeah, he was hoping that he could make the player vulnerable and then right-click them as they moved away. I don't mind the idea, ultimately only having a classic, but now it's looking like a formality. Not much invested, and more what was invested was actually at least a Guardian onto Kankan. He's immediately dead. Already, though, we're actually going to see that Hunter's Fury thrown in. I guess they really believe they could take this round away from them. Chichu's managed to find another one. Maybe they might be right, but Sadak still just holding down the fort. Smoggy's found one more. Eventually, though, it does look like Loud are going to stabilize, and that's a pretty big ult to commit off rip.
Right? I mean, it's not even like they were already positioned to have a chance. They just went whole hog on it.
There's a 1-for-1 trade and a post plant.
And they had pistols in the way back and post plant. Yeah, it's just a bit strange. Timeout from EDG. And, okay, looking at where their ults are, it's not like they're going to have a huge problem in the ult economy. They've got a couple big ones coming online soon. One thing that's drawing my eye, though, is the fact that Sadek has a lockdown now, and they're not going to have too much to deal with it. They're going to have to rely on other well-placed utilities.
Yeah, at least a lot of ults other than that are coming online. That could be the reasoning from EDG, is make this one a bit more costly, have a chance to win the round, and then we've got one ult online and 3 very close. So it could just be an argument of, okay, we don't actually just want to have them all at the same time and then just spam one round. But yeah, definitely an audacious attempt. Again, though, Loud already forward in the lead. That's it. I feel like expectations are there for both teams to have their strengths over on that attacking side. I think that's where we've seen, especially EDG, really when they did manage to beat out Gen G, they were really good on their attack. And it's where Kankan really came alive. That's my major worry, though, is so far in this tournament, going by ACS, going by ADR, going by the most stats that involve kills, Kankan's at the top. Right now, he has 1, which is because there have been serious vulnerabilities. Even games that they've lost, he's still been in the 20+ kills bracket. So I'm a little bit worried for them at this point in time that if he doesn't come online, which I'll be honest, I think he will, but if he doesn't, this is going to be a blitz of a game.
I mean, we saw a good attack side from EDG on this map up against Genji, but we're going to need to see them build those foundations here on the defense. So far, it's been pretty lights out from Loud. And the movement towards B, quick. They're making a lot of noise on the way through, but again, it has the same vibe as before. Just look at the dots on the minimap falling back. They've dragged a huge rotation from EDG. There's now 3 players on the B side, 1 close by around mid, and only 1 man standing alone as nobody on the A side, up on pipes. And if he doesn't move quickly, he won't have a way to fall back. He's going to have to commit to this angle in the next couple of seconds. See him retreat, and, well, he's now stuck. He's going to have to hold his ground and take this battle with the lockdown in play. I wonder what the idea here is. Maybe a flash from afar to allow him to swing around the corner. Maybe he'll just go for it. Just the one to be found. That's it.
There's a pocket of space. Kankan has managed to survive at the back, but now there's a rotation in the other direction once more. Still a player lurking around this position. Howdong waiting patiently, but he has to be careful that he's not caught out.
30 seconds
There are a lot
left.
of players pushing from a lot of different angles. He might just, no, he's missed the timing just by a millimeter. That's enough, and actually, Chichu's now gone down. Again, this round is starting to get really dangerous. There are so many angles he has to be careful of, and Les is going to win that first. Howdong caught in no man's land. 4v3, it might be down to just one.
They are
He's
doing
waiting
their
patiently.
thing, boys.
Loud have managed to recover from a position that looked really dangerous to making this
Now
round
the land.
unpredictable.
I think they've just had a really strong mid. We had 2 rounds ago where Loud seemed to be in control the whole way through. They had their EDG didn't put them on the back foot. It looked like the same thing here, even with the disruption of nobody finding a kill. Right now, Smoggy grabs 1, but it's too late to get back in to deal with 2. Maybe he can do some more damage, and that may be, well, it's turning into a reality. That's a free kill for him. But even still, the reality is Loud have just gotten away with highway robbery, stealing this out from EDG. It was a close one that EDG might even have had the upper hand in, but they got chopped up into individual fights all across the map just by not having a read on what the hell Loud were trying to do.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because I think for Howdong I can kind of forgive. Like, he ended up surrounded because of where the battles went elsewhere, but every other player ends up alone. Like, not a single one of those fights was tradable, and Loud just play off that. Just position themselves fantastically well. Yeah, the mid-round calls were great because that initial take for them, even using a lockdown, it didn't go very well. EDG did well. It's just the way that they play in the mid-round that was sublime. Now 5-1 up over on that attack side. This is definitely looking a little bit ropey at this stage. Kan's going to try and pad the gap. He has had a quiet match so far. Got his 2nd kill in the last round, but it didn't really matter too much.
Here.
Now his Blade Storm definitely has potential.
Here.
Well, that potential's not realized this time around, is it? And I think the other problem being that, okay, Chichu might be able to get them back in the next round for retakes. I doubt he's going to be using lockdown here. And there's a Hunter's Fury online for Kalanzine. He's not going to be deploying that anytime soon, I reckon. So there's the safety nets that appear to be forming underneath EDG aren't really there. Damage being done. It actually is keeping Loud's economy pretty low, despite a 5-1 lead. If they lose a couple more players here, it will end up being costly enough that EDG might be able to reasonably force an eco out of this squad with 1 or 2 wins, depending on how investments go.
Last player standing.
The reality is there hasn't been a lot of hope in these rounds, and this one's not really the one to give us any extra. If Les goes down, it could be an advantage, or if he gets the kill, just 1 away from a Viper's pit, and he's sticking around. This looks like it'll be his fight, and not one he'll win, but that does still get the pit online. Costs you a rifle, but it doesn't give Chicho an orb. He already had the lockdown.
No, again, it ends up actually being fine. Like, Loud may not be keeping these as clean as they want, but they're still comfortably able to buy for at least a couple of rounds. Their ult economy, again, has been fantastic. Someone's tripping out. And for the side of EDG, they're already going to be taking their 2nd pause, and I don't blame them, because these rounds, even though, okay, there's big casualties, I don't think any of them have looked particularly close, especially once you get to the 2nd portion of the round. And they need to start getting onto the board, because sure, there's expectations that their attack side is going to be better, but they need to actually have a decent sort of foundation to actually build upon, because let's not pretend like Loud are just going to allow them back into the game. Like, they've got some fantastic players over on their side that, like, if you 1 round less is just going to win. Like, let's be real. He has been one of the best players, I would say, in the tournament, but of the last year, 2 years, like, you could keep going back, he has been up there. So I think at this stage there needs to be a decent change. And EDG in the past, Chichu, there was that interview where he said they really do rely on their coaching staff. Well, let's hope the 2nd pause is where they can.
We saw a conversation about Coach Alex's pause yesterday. Rex, them going on to win like 11 out of 13 of the next rounds. Maybe that can be the case for EDG here. They don't even need it to be that strong of a statement, just this attack side to at least have some legs. Remember, even the best teams in the world will refer to those pistols as coin flips. You don't want to be going into that with 1 round in your bank. Big problem for them. It's not like EDG have no ultimates, but Loud can one-up them. They've got the exact same, plus a reckoning. That could help to root out the Viper's pit. And of course, the lockdown on Chichu, as we said, not really going to be that threatening when Kalanzine's still up.
Yeah, he's probably just holding the Hunter's Fury for that exact reason, so... Already? Oh, no, never mind. No, he wants to kill. He's gunning for blood, and he's going to get it as well. Might even get a tag onto Smoggy. Nobody's been having a bleak time over on this A side. Smoggy does well, but he has to give it up. The reckoning is going to force him back completely, and I imagine we're going to see, it's an up-top plant, because they're just going to play this one passive. You want to go for a lockdown? Sure. We're going to be sitting so far back that it's not even going to matter. And I'm also starting to have a look at that rotation coming through from Les. He's looking to backstab them.
He's going to be caught. That's the only downside, but maybe they'll think he's around middle, not up here. No, they're checking it. And he's won the fight with 2 fights in a post plan. You'd imagine he'd be setting up for that right now, but instead they're committing more resources with Tui's moving through mid. This is a counter to what EDG Lockdown is now wide open, and as they push forward, Les is doing exactly the same. Snakebite up top just to secure no defuse. There's no one near the defuse, no one near the spike. In fact, as Tui's is about to realize, swinging into heavy traffic, and you know, it's not nice to have 4 kills in a round and have to go and save, but that's the reality for EDG. 7 now on the board for Loud.
Yeah, this one's going to come up as a Red Bull clutch, but there was nothing even particularly clutch about that. That round was over about 20 seconds ago. Like, Loud came in, again, every single round we're witnessing, they have a game plan. They know what their opponents have. Okay, they've got a lockdown. Let's put ourselves in a post plant that doesn't allow that to work. Let's have Les come round on the flank and basically just put this round to bed with the amount of doubts that their opponents are going to have. Like, right now, this is looking like a masterclass from Sadak and Loud, and EDG haven't yet turned up to the party.
I think that's spot on, Tom. It's been a really rough one to watch if you're an EDG fan. For Loud, well, we talk a lot about the curse of Masters for this team, and it looks like it might be on its way to being broken. 7-1. A strong scoreline and a strong start as they once again, on the side of Loud, push EDG out of control over Belong.
Do they actually go B this round, or are they just going to take the orb and go back?
No, it's got to be an orb.
See, they haven't left a lurk.
I think it could be the Viper's pit. You actually are spot on with that one. Previously, they've always had that extra player behind. This time, it's commitment. EDG are committing. They haven't played like this up behind yellow. It hasn't been spotted, but the reveal now gives away the game. That's a disaster for Loud. Or for EDG, pardon. It's a miracle for Loud.
Yeah,
Free as can be.
QCK took some damage, and honestly, that's a disaster.
It's over. EDG are going to win the round. Easy peasy. Oh, man, they can't get anything to fall in place for them. Even there, it was a cloudburst that wouldn't fall in the right spot.
The 3 players at this stage might actually just go for this. But again, Loud's post plants have been sublime. It hasn't even been particularly close. That knife was nice. It's basically caught everybody. They know where they are, but there's nothing they can do. And Kawazine, he is not looking to be kind. Already spawning out Chichu, an awkward fight. And he is still surviving. Timmy the turret trying to help out at least a little bit. Looking to reposition. Take the fight! He's going to get rid of Smoggy as well. Just removing the weapons that they're trying to save. Finally, they'll deal with him. But again, the round is over. It's been over for another 25 seconds. They're just looking to fight to hold their guns. That's the game at the moment for EDG.
They are fighting a different battle every single round. Like we saw the previous one, it was on A. They pushed up forward to try and deal with the post plant. It ended up being it was over. This time, it's deal with this one solo.
The funny thing is, I feel like there, Kankan tries to fall back, get pinged by the dart. I don't know if that's intentional, but it seemed like it could have been, because he then gives away, okay, maybe there isn't someone else there. QCK just runs around the corner and headshots him anyway. Like, it made no difference what the plan was. He just domes both. And QCK has been having a much better performance. The setup's been there. Let's not beat around the bush. Well, Chichu's at least going to get one. And no trade. Actually, the high tide kind of helped out here. Another one for Howdong, but Sadak has found 2 in response.
Yeah, Tui's hasn't had the best round with his util there, chopping up the map to stop them from being able to keep control of mid, but EDG took it by the reins. Chichu on the flank. Good position, but Sadak is still up, and he's on his way back, so that util is going to be online. Has to be broken. Now they know. Now they're ready for the fight, and a little closer than expected. It's Kawazine looking to take Chichu down yet again. And on this angle, he's not losing it. Clean shot to the head. Viper's pit went up and online, and that is stopping any chance of them defusing. Surely they've got to. Oh, that's actually a nice recon up top. It hasn't caught him, but it's given away that he's there. Maybe the spams can find value. Kankan's got to wait a moment as nobody steps forward. He's dodging the spam, but Cowan steps in. An unexpected play. Even the pit dropped in the end for Les to find that kill. Tom, this is looking like a mismatch on Icebox. EDG's
This is a masterclass. Genuinely a masterclass from Loud. It seems like their decision making has been perfect pretty much all the way through the game. Again, this started off with a decent individual play coming out from Chichu, but then Sadak pops up, they get into the afterplant, and the second that spike has gone down, my belief in EDG winning the round has gone down to about 5%, because it just hasn't even been remotely close. 9-1. We've already seen this happen once when they played Breeze versus Gen G. EDG didn't show up to the party in this map, and it's not looking good. Kankan has been diffed. That's not something I think has been said in his entire career.
Oh, he's been hot this tournament as well. One of the big reasons I was coming in here believing in EDG, but I can't even point to one player not showing up. One piece of the puzzle, the whole puzzle's missing. All I've got is the front cover to think about what could have been. Hopefully we'll eventually find those missing pieces. EDG are searching frantically. It's a Hunter's Fury pulled out of the bag. Not finding its mark just yet. Some damage, but Sadak and Les quickly trade that back. Very few defenders left standing. In fact, now just one. Smoggy's on all fours. Aodong tries to get back towards him. Land a single shot. It's Sadak to utterly demolish this squad. I mean, he's been doing it so far with his calling. This time he takes it into his own hands, 10-1. This is hard to watch.
Yeah, they used the Hunter's Fury there, tell a lie, they used the no command and the Hunter's Fury, and they didn't even get a kill in the round. I think we've just got to start thinking about map 2. This is not even remotely close to what we were expecting coming into today. Between Kankan, the sniper and the sniper's mocker. And wow, 2 and 11. Normally, I'm not one to highlight the kill feed. It's not particularly relevant. When Kankan goes, as said, the #1 when it comes to ACS, ADR, kills per round. He has been up there in every single stat this tournament. Right now, he is non-existent. Doesn't even have any shields here. That's how bleak this is at the moment, and they just can't catch a break. Not even connecting their shots at this point. No one can even hit a bullet. I think they're mentally boomed. I don't even know if they'll get a kill this round. No, it's nothing. It's a flawless round 10.5. Can we just call it there and go map 2?
Switching sides.
I think I might have just got EDG's coach comms there. Was that you or them? I wouldn't blame him. That's a tough one. But you rarely see a master class like this. And you got to say, those first 5 or 6 rounds, it was all Sadak. This guy pushing and pulling the map perfectly for his squad, with his squad. EDG didn't know what to do. In fact, we caught up with Sadak earlier on. So let's hear a little bit.
Play. Okay. This is ഒഴിവാക്കണ്ട ഒഴിവാക്കില്ല എല്ലാം ഇവിടെ അല്ല അപ്പൊ സ്പെൽറ്റാണോ Easy boys, well played, good job. Current streak one. Let's go.
Still potential of a turnaround
Okay.
in the next map, and at least
EDG
maybe
fighting back.
some life
Let's
in
go,
this
let's
pistol
go.
round. They are going to be able to get off to a strong start. Less
Okay,
looking to find
Okay.
back
Okay.
so clean with
no
it.
shoes.
They've got to be careful not to let this one slip away. Already looking like it could happen.
Okay.
Chichu eventually will be able to find one. Kawazin, he's very close. And I almost feel like Chichu's tempting fate, but they have got themselves in a massively advantageous position, though. An open plant that normally you could only dream of. Multiple positions.
Comeback time on.
Maybe missed here. The headshot wasn't even needed, but he has managed to find that first kill.
There's no chance, though. With the time so low, look how far back they're playing. Still with a reveal. You'd have to force one of the fights. Smoggy's already tucked in. At this stage, miracle work needed. 45 HP as well. Nobody cleans it up. And there it is, Tom. They've doubled their rounds. It's a consolation prize for the time being. Oh, don't hold your breath.
Yeah, I want to actually see if they can just even build into it on an individual level. Like I don't
Kind of needs a
Comeback ആണ് നമ്മൾ
This
സാക്ഷ്യം
is
വഹിക്കുന്നത്.
basically his aim labs before his aim labs. Like that's what I want to see. Just taking the time to sort of get themselves into a good position.
കളിക്കണം
because
എന്നൊക്കെ
they've
വിചാരിച്ചിട്ടാ
come
വന്നേ
and they
പക്ഷെ
got
വയ്യ
shut down by Loud, who have looked fantastic throughout this map. So I think even just a few rounds, getting themselves feeling more comfortable back on that stage, it could be a pretty big deal for the side of EDG. And in this round, as you can see, there's no real
Well,
safety.
no,
Just
I
going
don't doubt
straight in with those
Netiquette
rifles.
will-
Chichu won't be the one to invest a full gamble, but already with the drone giving away where this push is going to be coming in, the full force of Loud will be coming in on the rotation. A few upgraded pistols, but for Sadak, the only goal, slow them down and see if they can do a bit of damage.
What a round it would be to take off them, but yeah, you're right. The goal here is just to drop rifles, run that cost. Boy, giving Concon that little boost of energy. He's playing with the outlaw, waiting for this wall to fall. Massive targets. Loud, very patient, but EDG are starting to make a read on this. There's a lot of players around here, some utility in play, and the spike is on its way back towards A, leading the charge by himself. It's a little concerning. If there was still a lurker around A, nobody would have, I mean, he's 68 HP as well. He'd have a serious fight in his hands, but it looks like he might get away with it scot-free. Although, actually, the timing is kind of poor here as he goes through the wall. Kawanzin's waiting. Now the spike's down. There's a rifle there, but it can't be retrieved. Chichu's lurking around mid to catch those rotates, but he's going to be spotted in a second. In fact, spotted now. Now he's stuck, and there's players swinging from all directions. Loud, all of a sudden, are in a 5v3. 12 seconds left as the spike is planted. At least they can breathe a sigh of relief. The clock is now on their side, and the players pushing back in haven't got big weapons. Even the kill they got on mid was just a sheriff, so nothing big retrieved. Kawanzin already fallen. Okay, EDG are starting to get their hands on the reins again. It's back under control. It's not looking too scary, although a couple players are low. The time is ticking. Oh no, it's only one. Concon, this is his chance. His aim labs, right? He just needs to hit a few shots, and it's Sadak again. Oh, 12 rounds for Loud, and EDG probably wishing they could have just jumped to the next map. This is more demoralizing.
That was a MasterCard Thrifty.
Was it, Tom? Did they not buy? No, they didn't force buy that.
I think it was two Ghosts and classics, and I think they picked up the sheriff. Even the sheriff that he got 2 more kills with was picked up. He didn't even buy the sheriff, Mitch. He didn't even buy that sheriff.
It's okay, because it's...
Marita
Map
told
2, man. They're really good on their opponent's map. Pit stop. Yeah, there we go. Well, fair play.
He's
Fair
got
play.
Odin in me. He's got Odin in me. Okay, Kanka's managed to get 2. Maybe, no, who are we even kidding?
Nah.
There's so much still that needs to be done. Still 3 players standing for either side. The early battles at least being even. I thought the Odin had a possibility. QCK. Neither has spotted the other. Kankan is just literally next to both of them. They've all walked past. If anyone turns around, we're just going to see him sat on a perch. There we go. Eventually goes down. Smoggy again has traded, though. It's the players with the weapons. Still, that push-up from Tuiz and obviously the turret no longer online. As they do look to head in towards this A side. It's just waiting, watching, buying extra time, even putting the wall up just to slow them down that little bit further. This is all an attempt to try and just give opportunities to his teammates. At this stage, he should know exactly where these players are coming from. The snakebite again, just to make them that little bit weaker as Tuiz continues his sneaky little play around the back. His opponent's none the wiser that he's going to be right up behind them. First kill's free, and he'll close it as well. It has been a map to forget for the side of EDG as Loud come in with one of the most dominant, if not the most dominant performance we've seen in the tournament so far. They are 1 step away from making it to the top 4.
Nothing but smiles from Sadek up on that stage, and I'd be surprised if I saw anything else. We know EDG are good on their opponent's map picks. No.
Okay, we're going to toss it. I don't want to talk about that. We'll let the desk
Bad game, bro. Think loud win this game. Bro, seriously. Bad game, bro. Eric in the camera, in the camera.
And then KC between KC and PRX.
I think if Sen plays loud, Sen wins.
Sen plays loud, Sen wins. So, I don't think so. Streamer, bye guys. Camera. That. I want watching that. I'll go over. Come here. Bye. Good night.